this special meeting. I go ahead and tell you, I think coaches will walk back and forth if you want to center, you make yourself at home. I think it's very important to know that you are here tonight because you care about the community of Clinton, you care about Clinton High School and the football program. But obviously we got a coach here tonight that also feels the same way you do, that he cares about Clinton High School enough to address you here tonight. Got a young man who grew up in this program. I can remember when this young man was a ball boy out there. He is just old enough that he played at Martha Dean and Bell Street. All-conference football player, a young man that went on to college, and even after that has been successful in everything that he's done. And it is my pleasure tonight to introduce you to the man that's the lead red of 2015 CHS Interim Head Football Coach, Coach Webb.
Thank you, Jordan. It's good to see a lot of people out here tonight. It's very encouraging to know that we got people who love the Red Devils. And the first thing I want everybody in here to know is that's where my heart lies, is with the Red Devils. Throughout this process, I've been asked numerous times about what it would be like to have this job. What does this job mean? This is not a job to me. It's my way of life. It's been my way of life, and that's something that I know. I'm not just telling you. There's a lot of people that have seen me live there. It doesn't always mean I've been right. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm not going to be perfect, but what I am is ready, and I'm at it every day, and that's something that I'm confident that these young men also see, and I know my peers and my faculty also see. To know that you have the confidence of people that I've grown up playing for, working for, coaching with, have the confidence to say that you're the person who want to lead this program is a very humbling feeling. It's something that I'm very thankful for. It's also something that I do not take for granted. I know the impact, I know the ability that a coach has to impact a young man. I once heard Billy Graham say that a coach has the ability to impact more people in one season than some people do in their lives. I told you before, I'm not perfect, I'm not going to be perfect. The guys on my coaching staff alone today, they're not going to be perfect. But we take our role to impact a young man, we take that very personally. We want to be able to have every young man that comes through this program know that we care about them, we love them, we want them to be successful. We want them to win football games, but more importantly, we want them to be able to win in life. There's a lot of times where wins and losses, I know they're important. That's part of the reason I love Clinton is because football is important. There's an expectation to be successful, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I still want these young men, these coaches want these young men to know there's life after football. There's a lot of things they have to do in order to be successful day in, day out in this school building to prepare them for their life. The one thing we're focusing on with our football team right now is the win today. We had our second team meeting today, and that's been our main focus, win today. So what's win today? How do you win today? Well, winning today means this: we show up to school, we get to class on time, we pay attention in class, we be respectful to our teachers, we set a good example for our peers. We do the little things right. We do our homework. That's how we win today. By winning today, we're creating a mindset that I can't be successful by doing the little things right, doing the things I'm asked to do. I can be successful. And that's something that we want to start now and build on, so that by the time all of September rolls around, there's a mentality engraved in these young men's mind that I'm a winner. Y'all ain't gonna interrupt me. Come on in. Come on in. One thing about being from Clinton, sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows everything about it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's also a benefit to be from Clinton, to be able to lead this program, because we know the good things about Clinton football. I also know the stigmas that are out there sometimes in the public. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. That's all right. One thing we don't want anybody to say is that these coaches don't care about these young men that sit there in football. Not true. Not true. We want them to be successful in the classroom. We've implemented an academic plan from the time, I guess we've had 1 week. We've had 1 week since we've been able to start implementing things in the day we put in our academic plan. Our academic plan is this. Every student athlete involved in our football program right now is being monitored. They're being monitored by the coach. They're being monitored by members of our faculty. We are on their tail about doing little things right. When we look at our kids' grades, we know that the kids that we have that fail a class currently have an F. There's one consistent reason always for it. They don't do their homework. They don't do their homework. If we can make an emphasis on doing your homework every day, we're going to hold them accountable too. We have a chance to make a big time impact in that classroom. And there's a couple of things that's already happened. When we sent that email out today, I haven't had a chance to talk to our entire faculty and teachers group about this academic plan. But as soon as it went out, there was probably about 18 or 19 responses that came out from our faculty and immediately said, yes, you got it. This is it. And this coaching staff is going to work extremely hard in order to keep this academic plan consistent. That we are only about doing our homework, we're only about grades, we're only about the classwork. And if we stay on about those little things, they're doing their homework and not going to study. Tomorrow when they come in for a quiz, they have a chance to be more successful because they did their homework and they studied. And if you think about that over the long haul, we have a chance to do better on tests, we have a chance to do better on final exams. We got a chance to improve a whole letter easily, simply by doing our homework. That academic plan is going to be way more specific than each coach, each faculty member that is a group leader, our young leader is going to be able to make sure we're getting set up with help when they need it. There's people right now starting today. They are not lifting another weight in that weight until their grades come in. We want to win every football game on Friday night. I want to be big, strong, fast, up there. But if we can only be big, strong, and fast, and we can't take care of little things, and we got 3 and 4 F's, how successful are we really going to be? So once again, it's a double-edged sword. We're setting the standard that we want them to be successful. We're going to hold them to it. If somebody struggles to stay to it, we're going to do everything we can to get them correct. At the end of the day, if somewhere along the way there's 1 or 2 that can't make it because we can't do right, it's not because we haven't tried. That's the first thing I want you to know is academics is first. Our football players are student athletes, and we're going to do everything we can to emphasize that they are a student athlete first. And our teachers are real excited about it. Our students are excited about it. I don't know how excited they'll be in a couple of weeks, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure they are being a student athlete first. As right now in our football program, we are weightlifting day in, day out. I think we have roughly 100 kids in our program, and we have all but 6, I think, in weight class. And those 6 are lifting after school. Today was the first day of middle school weights, and we had 60 kids spread out all through the gym doing push-ups, sit-ups, everything that we could get them to do because we couldn't fit them all in the weight room today. That's a good problem to have. I'm glad we have young kids excited about playing Red Devil football. That is going to be where we continue to work for the next couple of weeks, moving on to the spring. We're working in the weight room, we're working working in the classroom, working to get bigger, stronger, faster. Everybody we have in our high school program, middle school program, are all involved. I think that's important. That everybody feels that their role is important. It doesn't matter if you're a rising senior or a rising eighth grader. They're all getting coached up. They're all getting work, and we're trying to make them as good as we can get them. One thing I want everybody in here to know is just because we're working in them constantly, every middle school kid that we have is not in there after school. Some of them are playing another sport. That's what we want them to do. We want them to play as many sports as we can. At a school like ours, we're the littlest grade school in the state of South Carolina. We cannot, as coaches and hopefully parents, say, look, you can only play one sport. Don't take that opportunity away from them. Encourage them to play as many sports as they can play. There's only one chance they get to come through high school to play sports with their buddies. Let them do it. Let them do it. I know you can probably go find a study to prove probably whatever it is you want to be proven when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to specializing in one sport, you can probably find it. The one thing I've told our kids is this: play as many sports as you can play. Urban Meyer just won the national championship at Ohio State. In his past 2 recruiting classes, he assigned 47 athletes. Those 47 athletes, 42 of them were multi-sport athletes in high school. I think that's important. The more sports we can get you involved in, the better our school is, the more opportunities you have as an athlete. And we don't want to see a young man waste his chance, not just football, any sport. Because they don't want to play more than one sport, or they're being encouraged to specialize. We want them to play every sport they can play. I want to make sure everybody knows that coming from us right now. We're really going to be able to start getting into our football, installed, being able to go to work, getting outside and work on Monday, March 9th. That's when our open season opens back up. Right now we're in a closed season. You can't go outside and work. Starting Monday, March 9th, we'll be back outside. Everybody that's not involved in the spring sport, we're going to be working. You say, well, what is it? What is it that you're working on? We got to start installing. We got to start working. We got to start getting our players better at the skills we're asking them to do every day. Offensive line, defensive backs, quarterbacks, everybody. We got to get them working. When it comes to you, I hear these questions all the time. There's all kind of thought processes that go around. And sometimes I giggle about it. People, what kind of defense you doing? What kind of offense? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? On defense, we're going to continue to build on the success we had last year. Our coaches, our players did a great job last year getting better as the season went on, being able to play multiple defenses. Last year, these coaches worked extremely hard to implement a new system where we use the wristband. That might not be anything spectacular to you. It's the first time we ever did it. It allowed us to do a lot of things. It allowed us to do it quickly. And we got a lot better as the season went on. So we will continue on defense to grow on the things we've been working on since last year this time. On offense, I would be lying to every one of you if I did not say I am deeply rooted in power football. I don't really know no other way than power football. We could argue all day about what's better. Do you throw it every play? Do you run every play? We could argue it. I've seen it work both ways. You can make it work however you want to make it work. The whole thing you got to do is you got to believe in it. And what I believe in is you got to be able to run football and play defense in order to win a championship. I believe that till I'm born. Running the football at Clinton, you think about a couple things. You be able to run power. You be able to run count. You be able to run track. Run sweep. That's power football. We're still going to run power football. It's just going to look a little bit different. The things that a lot of these coaches, there's a bunch of us, Coach Seawright, he coaches our offensive line. He played Clinton football. Octavius Clinton, Hanson Cunningham, all these guys played Clinton football. Coach Sean McCarthy, Coach Chris Walker, these guys have been working for a long time coaching power football. We're still going to be able to run the power, but it might not be with a tight end. It might not be with is the best thing we have right now that fits our athletes. We've got athletes everywhere. We've got to find ways to get them involved in order for us to be most successful. Now, does that mean we're going to throw the ball 30 times a game? No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean we're going to run every play? No, it doesn't. We're going to be prepared to do whatever the defense wants to give us. We're going to do whatever we can in order to get our best players with the ball in their hands. Does that mean I'm right? No, it doesn't. I'm just telling you what I believe in and what we're working our butts off to be ready to do in the fall. So, I hope that answers a lot of questions about offense, defense. If you just want to say, well, what exactly is Coach Webb talking about? What is this going to look like? There's a guy by the name of Gus Malzahn who coaches at Auburn University. He grew up in a wishbone offense, very similar to what we do right here in Cleveland. And if you watch what he has been able to do, he took a wishbone offense and it's turned it into being able to run the same power, counter, trap plays, just like you've seen us run since 1969. And it just looks a little bit more modern. So if you want to go look and say, well, what's this going to look like? Google, YouTube, Gus Malzahn, Auburn football. That'll give you a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like. Spring practice, we're real anxious to finally get out on the football field. Depending on how our spring sports teams are doing, depending on when that starts, we'll make sure we get those dates in the newspaper, come out and check us out. Depending on how our teams stand in the playoffs, depends on if we start the first week of May or second week of May. I hope we don't start till the second week. It's always a fun time in Clinton High School when our spring sports teams are making playoff runs, and that's sure what we want to be having. As we move through the summer, we're doing our best to set up a couple of passing league dates right here at our practice fields. I think we had one this past year where we went against 96. I hope there is some excitement that is created throughout our summer by us getting these dates out here where you can come check us out and see the progress that we're making, where you can see the things that the young men here in Clinton are working on. You can see what the coaches are working on. And I hope that'll give you a little taste of what it's going to look like come fall. The other thing you get to see us do is passing. You get to see us throw the ball every play. It's not something that happens a lot. So come out, be looking for those days. Come check us out. We have signed up for our first ever passing league tournament. We're going to go up to Northwestern High School on Tuesday, June 23rd, and we're actually going to compete. Now, I know that's not something we've never done before. Sometimes we've kind of always been on the opposite end of it. We're not keeping score and passing. Well, I understand that what passing league is there to get us to do, but it's also giving us a chance to go compete. And our kids, I can't tell you how excited our kids are to be able to have the opportunity to go compete and know that somebody's keeping score. It makes a difference. It makes a difference sometimes in the level of excitement that those guys have knowing they're going to be scored. Some of this whole thing, the biggest thing as coaches we want to be able to do is to help raise a young boy into a young man. That's number one. We want them to be successful. We want this community to be proud of what is considered the pride of Cleveland. I don't have Facebook. I've never had Facebook. I don't get on Facebook. I know right now our community is somewhat split on the decisions that have been made. That is okay. It is okay. The one thing I want you to be confident in is this. Your children, the young men in this community, the Red Devils you're going to see, they are in good hands. Not just mine, every person we have involved in Red Devil football. And we're going to work our butts off to be as successful as we can be and to put a product out there on Friday night. And when people see us, they say, hey, that's what Clinton football is gonna win, I don't know. I don't know. But we will be prepared, we will be mentally tough, we will be physical, and we will play hard for the fourth quarter. Those are things I can promise you this coaching staff is gonna have done. I hope, moving forward, in the community, I hope we can start building bridges to connect our community and Red Devil football and not building walls. I don't care where it is. I don't care where it is that you stand. I don't care if you love me. I don't care if you hate me. This is not about me. It is about the Clinton Red Devil football program. There were so many things that could have happened over the past month. It really didn't matter what would have happened. Somebody was going to be happy. There was going to be a group that was mad. There was going to be a group that said somebody's stupid. Okay? It's just a fact. It's all right. Make sure you're doing everything you can in our community to start building bridges. Don't build walls. Our players see it. Our faculty sees it. Let's make sure we're doing everything we can to create a positive vibe throughout our community about Red Devil football. We've got several door prizes that I want to give out to you, and I want to make sure everybody knows that there's a lot of people here. I don't want to keep all of them here. After I give out these door prizes, I'm not going anywhere. If you'd like to come talk, I'll be standing right here. Don't share whatever it is.